Yeah, so this is a fair use from the Act of 1976. Disclaimer, Section 107, under critical and teaching and scholarship and educational purposes, research. I am not making any money off this. This is fair use, fair use.
21 empty oil tankers are making their way to the United States right now. According to Eric Daughtry on X, he said that 68 of them can carry 2 million barrels each. He says, holy smokes, we are the world's gas station now. Trump said China can send their ships to the U.S. China can send their ships to Venezuela. Empty oil-carrying ships from many nations all over are heading to the U.S. to load up. President Trump has urged the countries squeezed by Iran's disruption of the Strait of Hormuz to turn to America for their energy supplies instead. So there's a little clip here from Fox.
U.S. blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. In effect, for nearly 2 hours now, a ship tracking firm reports 121 empty oil tankers are making their way to the United States of America. 68 of those 121 vessels are very large crude carriers capable of carrying 2 million barrels apiece. President Trump has urged countries squeezed by Iran's disruption of the Strait of Hormuz to turn to American energy supplies instead. Well, it would appear perhaps they are obliging him. They are listening to Trump. The president told Fox, quote, China can send their ships to the U.S., China can send their ships to Venezuela, while also saying that empty oil-carrying ships from many nations are all headed to the U.S. to load up. That from the president of the United States.
Wow, you sound like you.
I mean, this is where people have to understand that the oil markets are global markets, because people look at that and they say, well, how do we have enough to fill up 172 million, but gas is still what it is here? And the answer is that this market cannot be controlled by one place, no matter what anyone says. The oil market is a global market, whether we like it or not, no matter what our supplies and reserves and abilities are here. Which is why gas prices still are what they are.
But some people make the argument that the choke point of the Strait of Hormuz controls so much of the volatility inside that market, and the speculators could speculate on their own speculation. You know, it's just an endless game of moving deck chairs and three-card Monte. So they're constantly rigging the system to short the market, and long it and play every possible game whatsoever to manipulate the money in it, and the chaos that comes from Iran and the Middle East in general, creates that volatility, and who knows how much of a hand the global players have in all that. So if you can create a disruption and it's happening 2 days ahead of time, it's time to short 121 empty oil tankers and make. I would say it's holding well. Their military is destroyed. Their whole Navy is underwater. You know that. 158 ships are gone. Their Navy's gone. Most of their mine droppers are gone. We have a lot of people, as you know, at 10 o'clock tomorrow, we have a blockade going into effect. That'll be 10 o'clock tomorrow. Other nations are working so that Iran will not be able to sell oil. And that will be very effective. But what we want to do is and again, we don't need it. What we notice and what we see and what I think is maybe my idea, maybe not, I don't know. But there are many boats heading toward our country to fill up with oil and then go and take it. So they're not going to go through the Hormuz Strait. And ultimately that'll be corrected. But in the meantime, they're using us. We have more oil because of drill baby drill. We have more oil than Russia and Saudi Arabia put together. So if you look at Russia and Saudi Arabia, two big ones, we have much more oil than they have put together. And what's happening is boats are coming over here, filling up. We don't have to go through the Hormuz. I think Iran is in very bad shape. I think they're very desperate. We had a meeting that lasted 21 hours. We understand the situation better than anybody, and Iran's in very bad shape. And just so you understand, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. We'll not have. There is no way that they're going to get. They still want it, and they made that clear the other night. Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. Oh, I don't know. I don't care if they come back or not. If they don't come back, I'm fine. Their military is gone. Their missiles are largely depleted. The manufacturing capability for missiles and drones is largely defeated. We've been very nice. We haven't ripped down too many bridges. We did one only because they broke their word. They broke their promise. And remember, their promise was that they were going to open the Hormuz Strait. They didn't do it. They lied. Yeah, they're coming up and they're helping. Yeah, we have many other countries.
You had any countries that will be buying the oil from the United States? Have you had any talks with specific?
Well, you just have to see. But ships are heading up to our country right now, empty, and they're going to go back filled up with oil. Say it.